The Detroit Medical Center's Rehabilitation Institute of Michigan is one of the nation's largest hospitals, specializing in physical medicine and rehabilitation. The institute is home to many innovative programs, including the Southeast Michigan Traumatic Brain Injury System, one of only 16 federally designated centers of excellence in the U.S., and the Center for Spinal Cord Injury Recovery, a world-class facility designed to implement and study innovative treatments in spinal cord injury recovery. Walk into the Institute on any given day and you'll find it bustling with patients, therapists, doctors, and nurses engaged in the long process of rehabilitation. On this day, it's especially busy. A guest speaker, Matthew Sanford, has come to share his story.
You know, there's all sorts of obstacles that we all face in life, and when we see someone who's able to face it and transform it, as Matthew has, it's really liberating. When I read his book, and here we have someone who's paralyzed from the chest down, who's doing yoga, getting out of his wheelchair and doing it, it really changes our paradigm. We can't really make an excuse that our friends can't do yoga or we can't do yoga. So without further ado, my hero, Matthew Sanford.
It's an honor to be here for sure.
To introduce himself to the audience, Matthew has brought a short video. We play that for you now.
It was a devastating car accident. My father died in his seat. My sister, she was 20 when she died in the car accident. Out of 5 of us, 2 dead, 2 alive, and me hanging on the balance, because I was touch and go for so long.
His internal organs weren't working. He couldn't eat.
The doctors literally kind of intimated to my mom that maybe she just let me go. But she couldn't.
I sat beside him and I told him that it looks like you're going to live. Yes, you're going to be paralyzed, and there must be some reason why you're going to live. You're going to probably do something really good.
Like, I remember when I came back and announced to her that I was going to dedicate the rest of my life to yoga. I remember that conversation. She looked at me, went, okay.
People who just have their bodies, so you lost part of that, but you were always going to work with your mind.
I'm actually doing all the work I'm doing because I want a healthcare system where it didn't take me 12 years to reconnect my mind to my body. I was so shown by the doctors, by everyone involved, what might go wrong with my body, not what was still there and could go right. I'm advocating to get that message to patients. Okay.
For 40 plus years, all I've really been is just an upper body person, really kind of ignoring and not paying too much attention to that lower part of my body. It's hard to even describe what it means to feel like you have a whole body.
And let's get the connection to the heels again. Find the center.
I was boogie boarding with my sister and my sister's boyfriend, and the wave just knocked me down. I immediately couldn't feel anything. I spent about a year and a half bouncing from hospital to hospital. The doctors didn't really give me much hope. If I hadn't met Matt and learned what I have learned from him, I would feel more defined by my injury than defined by the person who I am.
Push up through the heel and the ball of the foot of the up leg. Extend up. I know it's working with my students.
I've been working with his students for 6 years. Matt does have an uphill battle in the medical community in convincing them that this is a worthwhile program. But I'm a physician, and I got it, so I know that other people will.
With the vets that are returning now, we need to bring it to the next level. We need a mind-body approach to help them heal and recover. What I do with yoga is really ordinary. I just try to be present in my body. This simple thing of just actually listening to my own experience. It's not only changing the life of people with disability, but it's gonna end up being, a different way to approach rehabilitation. The goals of my work and mind-body solutions are to get my story out to as many people as possible. So we're trying to inspire both the patient and their family and the caregiver and the doctors and the nurses and the PTs and the OTs to believe that they can practice in a different way.
I absolutely see Matt's work as having an influence on how I view my patients, how I treat my patients, and I think how well they're doing.
We're trying to inform them by developing curriculum and techniques to help them train differently so they can interact differently.
I hope I'm living proof that this does work. I hope people do begin to accept it more.
The real frontier is getting the patient more engaged in the healing process.
Matt's teachings just kind of give you the ability to connect at a different level than I'd ever dreamed possible.
Healing is an art. We've gotten lost in thinking it's just a science. If you had told me as a 12-year-old boy that I was going to be a yoga teacher, are you kidding me? I would have said no way. The unthinkable is possible, and that's part of what I know.
The audience today at the Brazza Center inside Rim is overflowing, spilling out onto the track. Matthew has come to share his story and to sign his new book, Waking.
That I need to be more invigorated in my body without it just meaning like me lifting weights or you going on a treadmill. How do you live more vibrantly in your body? Because once you start doing that, then you're going to want to exercise. Once you start listening to your body and connecting to it, things start to change. I've never seen someone become more aware of his or her body without also becoming more compassionate. Never seen it happen. There's a lot going on. There's a lot we're missing. These truths are not just about rehabilitation, right? But one of the things, Johnny, stand up for a second. So if I were helping this guy to take his arms over his head, stand up behind him. All right? So like I want him to feel down before he goes up. So when you do it on the have him take his arms, if you can see. He takes his arms up, right? He's just working his arms, right? But I'm asking, are you working your feet and your butt bones too? You are. You're lying. All right. So you grab more up on his wrist. Go more up on his wrist. Right? I want. Now lean back into my hand. Right? He needs to go open here. Right? He needs to get this energy. No, go lean forward again. Not just with your head, man. Lift your chest. Lean against my arm. Press down through your legs. Stretch out through your head. He's not getting this kind of mind-body exercise. Now, if I ask him to be more in his spine, and he's not like back here, right? He's making me work. Now, from this position, do your sits bones, take your arms wide, though. Take your arms wide. No, not over your head, just go wide. Just go wide. Now try to lift your chest and stretch out to the top of your head, and breathe. And breathe. This is the beginning of just him feeling his spine in relationship to his appendages.
Matthew is one of a series of speakers that the staff at the Rehab Institute brings in each year to enrich the rehab process. This direct interaction between experts, patients, and therapists enriches the rehabilitation process for all.
You know, what's so important about the work that we're doing with bringing a mind-body approach to trauma, loss, and disability is that it's not just the end user, the person living with a trauma, loss, and disability. A group today included patients, family members, yoga teachers, healthcare professionals. That's what's so important about this work, is that you don't need just to get, I believe that a mind-body approach transforms the experience of living with a disability. But in order to get that to the person living with a disability, you have to wake the relationships that surround disability too. It's not just teaching me yoga, it's teaching the family member that's helping with range of motion with their child how to be more embodied. It's teaching the healthcare worker how to practice differently. It's teaching the personal care attendant how to be more in their body so they can be more aware when they're interacting with people. It's waking all the relationships that surround disability. And what's fun about an audience like today is that you're getting samplings of that whole continuum, because that disability is a community issue.